How's it going, everybody? I think it's just going to be me to start. All right, here we go. Alrighty, so Adam Frazier's debut in a Padres uniform, very, very exciting stuff. I'm really excited. We got a bunch of trade rumors still going around. And, okay, Isaac's joining right now as well. You?
Yo!
Stadium. How's it going, Isaac?
Hey, it's kind of really loud, so I wanted to hop on, say go Padres. I'm going to be here for Adam Frazier's first at bat, but this is going to be fun, so go Padres.
Where are you at, Isaac? You in the outfield?
Yeah, I'm in the outfield. I'm in nosebleeds because it was kind of last minute, but I mean, it is what it is, I'm here.
Yeah, no, exciting stuff. I think I'm going tomorrow, actually, so pretty fun stuff. Let's see. Everyone seems pretty hyped about Adam Frazier's debut today.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty pumped. Isaac, you get to see your dude Chris Paddock today. Hopefully, you get a good start.
Oh man, that's my guy.
Yeah, so hopefully that's a good one.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna hop off right now, but go Padres. Hopefully Paddock has a good start. Hopefully I see Frazier's first hit.
Yeah, hopefully the game starts off with a hit and then a bomb from Fernando. That's what I'm hoping for.
Definitely.
All right, Isaac, have a good time, man.
Thank you. Later, guys.
All right, guys. Yeah, that was cool that Isaac hopped on. I knew he was at the game. I didn't think he was gonna come out, but it'll be exciting. That's definitely a sweet game to go to. But what are we all thinking right now? Where are we at with the Padres team? What do we think about the Adam Frazier deal? I kind of came out and quickly did an episode with Isaac and Ben. Chase also isn't here today. He's basically just been moving. He might hop on later. Not sure if he's going to, but what are we thinking about Adam Frazier, guys? I think it's a really good deal. I was thoroughly shocked of the price. Brian, you said we should do something with Hog. I might be hopping on his live stream either today or tomorrow or sometime very soon. I think Isaac and Chase might as well. So we'll be doing some collaboration on his show. He's came up on a couple times, and then there's Born in the chat as well. But yeah, Adam Frazier, I was shocked for the price tag of him. We'll get to see him today in left field. Really interesting. They put Tommy Pham in right, and then Myers has the day off. Hosmer is playing first, and he's going to be batting fifth, which is really interesting. I wasn't really expecting that for their main lineup. I would have guessed that Grisham would be hitting fifth, but it is what it is. Not super upset. I mean, it makes sense when you kind of look at their recent numbers. Grisham hasn't been super hot lately, and Hosmer's been hitting really well like the last probably 2-3 weeks, I'd say. Got another person here commenting, Frazier is going to be a game changer. I certainly think so. They talked about how, the Padres love guys with positional versatility. Frazier's going to be that guy. I think he's going to – I mean, we see it immediately. He's not at second. He's in left. We're going to see him all over the place. So I'm super excited about that. Also from Arthur, I'm sorry, but Berrios is not an ace. Yeah, we're going to have a segment come out tomorrow about Berrios. I'm not as big of a fan as adding him as some of the other guys. I'd rather see them go after Maeda or Scherzer because Berrios, like apparently his price tag is super, super high. They're basically asking for a pre-arbitration player and 2 top 100 prospects. That seems like way too much for a guy who's usually around a 4 ERA. Like, yes, he's an innings, but you can get guys that almost that for much less. So I was a little bit surprised at the cost for him. Someone is asking what I feel about Adam Frazier hitting first in the lineup. I think it makes sense. I think that I don't think he's exclusively going to hit first. I think some people thought that. I think we'll see him mostly first, fifth, sixth, or seventh, and mostly first or sixth. I think that's going to be his spot in the lineup. I mean, he's a hitting machine, so that'll be really cool to see. Maeda would be my first pick. Yeah, Maeda, and then someone else says Maeda and Kimbrel. That's what I would like to see. If they ended the deadline with Maeda and Kimbrel, I would be very, very happy right now. Yeah, all I want is Maeda. Yeah, I would be super happy with Maeda. I think he's a great guy. Also, I don't know if you guys know, but Maeda has control for 2 years after this too. So he can either be that fifth starter or he can just become a long reliever in the bullpen. And he's a really, really good long reliever. So you have him and a guy like Craig Stammen this year. Stammen's been great. So you'd have a couple guys that can just absolutely eat up innings. And especially with how many injuries to the Padres pitchers we've seen this year, I think that'll help a lot. Let's see. What's the price for Scherzer? I have no idea. I have no clue what the price for Scherzer would be. It seems like it's just a bidding war. I wonder if the Nationals are going to trade him. I know that they've came out and said like, yeah, they're willing to move on from a lot of guys. And then today we all I think everyone thought for a second that Trey Turner had been traded, but it turns out he has COVID. Hopefully he's well soon. But I think everyone was like, oh my God, Trey Turner's about to be moved, which would have been crazy because a guy of his caliber, I mean, they don't get moved very often. Would you want to dump Haas, but her teams are asking for a top 4 prospect to take his contract? Yikes. Yeah, I think pretty much every report that I've seen, I mean, throughout Twitter, we don't know how much truth to these reports there are, but a lot of people said, yeah, top 4, top 5 prospect for Hosmer to get moved. My question would be, if they move Hosmer, first of all, what are they getting in return? And how much of their contract they going to eat? Because they might not have to trade that top end prospect, but they might have to eat almost all of his deal to move him. So that's the big question. And it's really hard to tell because like those are the two main like variables in that. I don't know. I think it's hard to tell yet because it's just like, okay, what prospect are we moving? Are we moving a top guy? And if we're moving a top guy, are we not going to have any of this contract? And who are we getting in return? Like there's so many variables. So it's hard to tell. For the whole Hosmer situation, I'm kind of in wait and see mode. I know a lot of people are like completely done. Like, all right, I want him gone. Like, it depends because if you're just moving him to move him, and you're eating all of the money, like that's the issue. And yeah, someone says, "Who cares what you get back?" I understand that, but like it depends on how much you're eating the contract still. Then, so that would be my main issue with kind of the deals. Let's see. We got something. Do you still think we need another bat? I don't think the Padres need another bat, but I am not going to complain if they go after someone and they think that's what takes them over the top to be, World Series contender, something like that. So got some other people talking about Gore. I'm guessing that I'm kind of missing these. Someone said, I'm thinking people are saying, should we move Gore because he's losing value? I would say no, we should not move Gore yet because, like you said, he's losing his value. You're selling very low on a guy with, top end tools. So I wouldn't be a fan of trading Gore or moving Gore right now. I think it's kind of wait and see with him at the very least until this offseason. But I would not expect them to do it. I don't think Mackenzie Gore be moved until he makes a major league debut for the Padres. That's just my guess. And especially just because I don't think that's kind of like Preller's forte is like to move those guys that are really high end. Rizzo to the Padres. Ooh, I wonder. I really wonder if that's what's going to happen because maybe. I mean, it would be cool. He comes back, but I don't know. I really don't know. Let's see. Trade Campy. It seemed like they were going to trade Campy for quite a long time. And that's just kind of like, I haven't heard anything about him being moved, probably because he has an OPS over 900 lately. That'll remove your name from a lot of trade discussions. Because he has the tools to hit 280 in the bigs with 25 bombs. Defensively, not quite the caliber of some of these other guys on this team, but I mean he's a really really good hitter. When we saw him up earlier this year, first of all he was slumping, and that definitely hurt. But then he's been balling out lately. Where Scherzer go at the deadline? I think Scherzer is probably he's got to be the biggest like mystery right now. I think because I know there was a report today. It was either 8 or 9 teams have been in contact with him. The Padres are one of those teams. The Dodgers are also one of those teams. I believe the Yankees were as well. Bunch of teams that really are going after him because it does seem like he's going to get moved. And then there's also the question of it sounds like he wants an extension, but then his agent came out and said something that made it seem like he won't have to get an extension if he gets moved, but like he prefers it. So that's a big question there. Duffy or Maeda if we don't get Mad Max. I'd be happy with that. Someone said exit velocity over 94 for Campy this year. Yeah, he'll fit in with this Padres group with that kind of exit velocity. What is it? What is he? What am I reading off of? Okay, someone said that from Twitter. We have So this live stream is YouTube and Twitter. So they're coming in from both sites. Is that for Mad Max that he won't play for any New York team? I know that he said he prefers the West Coast. That's kind of funny. So basically, he wants to go to the Padres. That's what that's saying, or maybe the A's. I'm just stoked to see what happens in September, October, but most definitely a year with Clevenger and Lamet healthy. It's going to be scary to come play Impact for the next 5 years. Yes, I absolutely agree. The Clevenger and Lamet injuries they're brutal. That's why we're talking about Scherzer and Maeda and guys like that. Someone predicted Rizzo to the Padres. I haven't heard anything about Rizzo to the Padres. I know I've seen that in this chat quite a bit. I really don't expect that. Oh, here we go. We got a question from Isaac, everybody. Over or under 4 earned runs today from Paddock? Also, Max Scherzer said no to the Mets. That is hilarious. Let's see what's got some conversation about Gallo in here too. He hit a home run today. Apparently hit an absolute nuke. And then someone's talking about, some people feel like he doesn't hold any value because he strikes out a lot. I agree. We've talked about Gallo in the past. He leads the league in walks right now, or did at least like a couple days ago. And he doesn't okay, if you look at his extra base hits, he has 7 extra base hits outside of home runs this year, but he does have now 25 home runs. Low average, but he's getting on base. I think he's a great top of the order guy. I've seen some people expect him to get plugged in at like 4 or 5. If he's hitting 4 or 5, that's not where you want him. I think he exclusively hits 1 or 2, just because if he's walking, that he's setting the table, and if you have that presence of he can hit a bomb at any time right before you have Machado and Tatis come up. I really like that kind of lineup, but I don't know. I really don't know if that's what they're going to do. I would be surprised. Also, going back to that over-under, a lot of people are saying please under or under, and then we got a couple overs, like about half and half. I wonder. I hope it's under too. I really hope it's under. Score predictions for today's game. I think we're going to have a fun game today. I don't think Paddock's going to do anything crazy. I'm going to say 5-4 Padres comeback. They go down like 3-1 or 4-2 or something early on, and they get some life at the end of the game. We know they have the best run differential in the league past the 7th inning, so I would like to see that. That would be sweet. Also, someone says also Gallo will have so much protection in this lineup. Yes, exactly. If you can't just go up to Gallo and throw him a bunch of stuff outside the zone and expect him to chase or anything like that. Like, you're going to have to throw him pitches. Like, if he walks right before Fernando, that's terrible. Like, he's going to see a lot better pitches if he's hitting right before Fernando. That's why I'm a fan of that. Either hitting him 1 and Fernando 2, or him 2 and Fernando 3. I'd go either of them. Also, we were talking about Camposano a little bit ago. Apparently, he just hit a home run too. His value is got high. I kind of feel like they're going to hold on Campy just because they'd be trading him when he's red hot. But once again, it all depends on what the return is. Kind of who would be moved for. I would be pretty skeptical in any deal involving him. Why do people talk so much about wanting Kimbrel again? Because he's really good. He has like a 0.5 ERA, and he is absolute nasty stuff. I would be a fan of adding Kimbrel. I think there's other closers that could be added too. And I don't know how much Kimbrel will cost. Also, another note on him. The Padres have said that they're willing to go over over the luxury tax, but he's making $16 million for the next 2 years, I believe. So he's making bank. And yes, you get control, and he's a very good player. But as a closer, as a bullpen arm, the Padres are already paying Drew Pomeranz a lot. They're paying Craig Salmon a little bit of money too. Like they've already invested a decent amount into the bullpen. Traded for Emilio Pagan. They've invested quite a bit. So I don't know if they're going to go after a guy like that. That's why I like Maeda too, is because you could move him to the bullpen. You could bump some guys back. Also, we've seen that the Padres are going to be moving Lamet into the bullpen, or at least into a smaller role, which I would assume is the bullpen. And me, Isaac, and Chase on this show have talked about it a lot. We would really like to see Lamet as the closer, at least try him there, because we think he could be dominant as a closer. Got another fun question though. Over under how many trades Preller makes before the deadline? Ooh, I'm assuming it's over under 1. So I would say over 1. I think that you're going to see a even if it's a small move, like the Padres made their move for Jason Castro, even if it's stuff small like that, he's going to try to fill out this roster, get guys that he thinks are going to perform well in the second half and provide the Padres with the value they need. I think 2. Oh, we got some people saying 4 and 3. That'd be cool. 3, I could see 3. I think over under 3.5. I would say under on that. That's a lot of moves. Maybe it could happen. Don't get me wrong, but I would guess it's probably going to be 2 or 3 moves. Like those would be the 2 numbers I would guess. Let's see. Gallo just got traded to the Yankees. Did that actually happen right now? I don't know. I didn't see an alert from anyone here on here. Padres are interested in Jose Berrios. Yeah, I've heard that too. We have a segment coming out tomorrow. We weren't really big fans of it because of the asking price. The Graveman deal was weird. Yeah, Seattle. I don't know if you guys saw the report, but apparently the Mariners they were not happy about that. Like they were really, really upset. So I mean, and that's kind of and to talk about Eric Hosmer really quick, that's kind of been what people have been skeptical about moving Hosmer. I couldn't tell you how the locker room would react. I have no idea how they would react, but that's kind of been the issue when people have talked about moving Hosmer. Also, I don't think Gallo got moved. I haven't seen anything here, at least not from someone official. I haven't got any verified accounts giving me notifications. Ranger scouts at Lake Elsinore looking at Hassel and other prospects. Oh, that is very interesting. And the 2 names that have been coming up a lot, Gallo, Gibson. I've talked about Gallo quite a bit on this show right now, but I'm kind of out on Gibson. He has not been very good lately. That's why I like Maeda. Maeda's been a lot better. And if you guys are fans of Jose Berrios, I mean, the big reason why he would be a great addition is because he's gone over 5 innings, I believe, every single start. I think it was 1 start, or maybe it was 1 start he went under 5 innings. So he's going deep into ball games. We have absolutely seen how much the Padres have struggled to do that. So that's definitely the reasoning behind that. And yeah, apparently someone that said Gallo got traded for was by a certain username named Mike Hawk. So I think he got him. One of those fake accounts that have been going hard on Twitter this last week. But okay, here's one: Maeda and Kimbrel, and we win the ship. I love it. I would, if that's the move, if that's all that happens, those are the next 2 moves. That'd be sweet. And someone else said, "I'm sorry, but Berrios is not an ace." Yeah, I don't believe he's an ace either. I think he's ideally a 3 or 4 that can eat up a lot of innings, and that's why I don't really love the move for him, because it's a lot. Like the asking price is so much, so I wouldn't really love that. But yeah, I'm all down for Maeda and Kimbrel. Over under how many hits for Frazier tonight? I say he leads off. He leads off with a single, just smokes one into a gap, and then Fernando hits a bomb. I would love to see the game start out like that. I think that would get everyone really, really hyped up. We know how Fernando comes out after a break, either injury or off there, whatever that is. And yeah, I think 2. I think 2 is what he'll get today. I think 2 for 5 or 2 for 4 with a walk is what we'll see from Adam Frazier. I really think Gallo and Scherzer will be in San Diego soon. Both of them? Now that would be interesting. I'm assuming then you would have to see either Will Myers or Tommy Pham moved. And pretty much everyone in the chat has said 2 hits for Adam Frazier. So I'm with you guys. I think 2 hits. Yeah, Gallo and Scherzer. Okay. I don't know if Scherzer's, if they're going to be going after Scherzer. It seems like they're going to have to outbid some teams. Maybe it happens. I'm cool if that happens. Question for you guys: said the Padres do add Max Scherzer. Who starts if they're in the wild card game? Does Scherzer start or does Darvish start? Because I think you got to rock with Scherzer if that's the case. I know that they've kind of invested in Darvish as their ace, but I think Scherzer's the guy. He's been there so much. He's been dominant. And I don't even think this, like, we've seen who's hot. Yeah, that's probably the best thing. But we've seen that not all baseball teams roll with that kind of logic. But I would rather see the hot hand answer. And I think with that said, I think that would probably be Scherzer. I think that you're just going to have more confidence in him coming out for whatever day it is. Scherzer's contract is really backloaded. Isn't this his last year on his deal? Isn't he a free agent after this year? That's what I thought. I will say, I think if they traded for Scherzer, I think they would extend him. And I know most people don't believe that. Like, they think that it would just be a half-year thing. But they're going to have to give up a lot. And there's a chance that someone would get moved that kind of opens up a hole in the rotation. That's what I would think if they're making a move for him. Yeah, right now, Scherzer, I think that's the case too. I mean, he's been the guy that's been better for quite a bit. Let's see. Frazier is our shot at the batting title since Tony Gwynn. Oh, that's true. He definitely is. He leads the league in hits, I think, coming into tonight. Let's see. All right. Scherzer. He has like 5 more ghost years. So what's Scherzer's deal then? Is it not like just a? I thought it was this free agent after this year. Oh, deferred money until 2028. Is that? I don't think the Padres would have to pay that then. I doubt that. Let's see. I'm looking up here. What else we got? Is Scherzer a rental? I mean, he could be a rental. He could easily be a rental. That's what I think. We had a Ben on. He has the Talking Friars pod, and he thinks that they're going to go after a guy that's a rental. Like, he was expecting them to do something like that. And I've heard a lot of people say that. So they would have to offload some of Hosmer's money to clear up space for an extension. Yeah, you'd have to expect that, because like they said that they're willing to go over the luxury tax, but you'd be going deep into the luxury tax if that was the case, and this team they'd be working it like so far in a debt. Yeah. So Scherzer's deal is $27 million this year, but he's a free agent after this year. But it gets deferred. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I just have Spot Track up here, so I'm only looking at that. And yeah, someone else said AJ doesn't do a lot of trade for rentals. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been thinking too. Isaac just said that he'd love to see Maeda. I would absolutely love it. That's the guy I really want. I haven't checked on Maeda's last couple starts, but I do know for a while he was looking like really, really good. Like, his ERA was at like 6 earlier this year, and it went back down to like mid-4s. Musgrove out of the pen in the playoffs would be so elite, like the Houston game. That would be surprising if he came out of the playoffs. I think right now he's the 2. I think that you put him above Snell. I mean, you'd have to add 2 guys probably. Maybe they'd bring him out of the playoffs in, I don't know, let's see, like the first game, like in the wild card game, and then they'd have him start like the 3rd game or something, or they'd kick him back a little bit. And it kind of depends on what the like the schedule is in the playoffs, like how many off days are in between. But I'd be fine with that. You'd have to see a top prospect like Hassel go if we want to extend Scherzer. Yeah, I mean, we talked about it a while. Actually, I wasn't on this episode, but Chase and Isaac talked about it, and they were talking about, and this was probably like a month and a half ago, they brought up moving Ryan Weathers for Scherzer, and people were really upset. But now it looks like it's gonna cost something of that caliber, not necessarily Ryan Weathers. And I think most Padre fans don't want to see him moved. But it does seem like it's going to cost more than we initially thought, or maybe closer to that value, because I didn't think it would cost that much as they did. But I think they were pretty accurate on that. Would you trade Hassel and half of Hosmer's contract for Gallo? Ooh. Half of Hosmer's contract? So you're still paying him a lot of money? I have to think about that one. Preller seems quiet, sees quiet time, then he goes full M&M. Yeah, he just like pops out like insane. And then someone said no to the Hassel question. Yeah, Hassel's been going insane lately. Now, I will say the one thing that makes me feel like, they could move one of these outfielders is the James Wood edition. They were talking about him on MLB Network or MLB TV the other day. Some one of the MLB television programs, and they were basically saying that like he has the chance to be an above average fielding center fielder, which surprised me because I was figuring that he would kind of project more as a corner outfielder, but he's 6', he has all the physical tools. He could be that next elite guy in the outfield, like that elite outfield prospect. So, I mean, and it's really early on with him, but you have a guy that talented in the building. It's you got to talk about it at least a little bit. I also wonder how early he would come up. I know he's coming out of a really, really good baseball high school. I think it was at IMG Academy. I believe I might be wrong on that, but I think that's what it is. Scherzer is 36. I wouldn't give up too much to get him. I mean, it's really hard to tell, like, what's the price? Because it seems like so many people are reaching out that I would guess that with other potential guys on the market, and the Padres aren't as in bad of a spot with their starters as a few as the other contending teams, like the Dodgers. Like the Dodgers are in a brutal spot because of injuries. So I would expect them to be willing to part with more. And I mean, it's great that Preller has checked in on guys, and that's probably been the most eye-opening thing just about AJ Preller this deadline, which, I mean, I pretty much knew this beforehand, but, once again, he literally goes and talks to everyone. Like, he is in on every single player. It seems like he knows exactly, like, who he's kind of going for. Frazier's looking good in the brown and gold. I think he is. It was really cool. If you guys saw, like, the quotes from his guide, I don't know, his conference, post-trade conference. I don't know what the exact wording of it is. He was basically like, I'll play anywhere. I haven't talked to AJ Preller about my role. All I want to do is win. I am like super excited to be a part of this team. And that's what happens when you go to the most exciting team in baseball and you were just on the Pirates. Like, that is an awesome spot to be in. So I'm pretty sure he's pumped. And I think pretty much all of us are excited to see him. I mean, that's why I named the live stream today Adam Frazier debut. Someone said about AJ Preller, man gets no sleep. Yeah, it seems like AJ Preller is out here sleeping like 2 hours a night, literally always on the phone. To me, I put Scherlander in the Verlander category. Do you just mean like in terms of like the trade when he got moved to Houston at the end of his career, like that type of thing? Because I think that's pretty fair. And look at what that did for Houston too. That helped them a ton. That, among other things, helped them win the World Series. Emphasis on the other things. But I think it'd be a good move for the Padres if they could get him at this right price. But that's the question, is it going to get kind of out of control? And that's what I think will happen. But I'm literally just speculating right now. So I don't know what the price would be. Preller has to get one of those phone cases that charges his phone. Yeah, he's no way he doesn't have that right now. He just has it plugged in all the time. Brown and gold is the Wyoming Cowboys. Yeah, it's yellow and brown, huh? I read the thing. It is definitely yellow. I hear this with other teams. Who is it? The Steelers fans. They do the same thing. They say that they're gold. They're not gold. They are yellow. The Padres are yellow. They traded Verlander, won a World Series. Yeah, no, I think that it's a similar type of situation. All right, I think we're heading out here in a second. We'll be at 7:00. I'll answer any questions for like the last few minutes here, but what are we thinking? How are we feeling about this game? I'm really excited. It's gonna be awesome. I haven't watched that much of Adam Frazier. Jason Bell, the Red Sox are better. Oh no. We'll see. We'll see in the World Series. That's what I'm hoping. What do they do with Mateo? I think they're gonna DFA him, right? Like, I don't know what else you would do with Mateo. Limit marker, can't get too crazy if he wants to play for a winner on the coast. That's true. That's a really good point because he did say that there's only a couple teams he wants to go to, and he has a no trade clause. So maybe it's just a bidding war between the Dodgers and the Padres. If that's the case, then maybe AJ's willing to kind of go and pay a little bit more. Also, I just said that they should DFA Mateo, and someone's saying that Jorge Mateo home run. You heard it here first. All right. I mean, I hope so. I'm rooting for all these guys to ball out. So, all right, here's a question. How much does the Bauer contract favor the Dodgers acquiring more contracts like Scherzer's? Well, I don't think it's going to factor that much because I believe it's all going to get voided. Like I think all of it can get voided. Maybe that's only if he goes to prison, or I don't really know. I think it's gonna be like kind of a waiting thing, but I don't know like what'll happen to it. I would guess if it gets voided, I mean, then it won't have that much of an effect. But it could be a factor. It really could. And I think the Dodgers probably know a lot more about the implications of what's going on with, his legal problems. So they probably have a much better idea of that, where maybe they're expecting the deal to get voided, or they're not expecting the deal to get voided, and they're kind of playing with that. And maybe we'll see that like in today's during this trade market. Hosmer will hit a homer today and flip us all off. Yeah. Hey, if he hits a home run, I'm happy. Even if he flips us off, I'm cool with that. I just want to see everyone succeed on this team. But I don't know about. I mean, he's actually been pretty hot lately. The way that Eric Hosmer has been playing lately, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if you guys saw. What's his name? Jeff something. He's part of. I forget what newspaper he's part of, but he basically asked Hosmer today, "Hey, like, what do you think about like the idea of getting traded when you've been here at some really rough times?" And Hosmer responded and said, "That's a dumb question. You're better than that." I was shocked that he said that, because I was just going through Twitter and I opened that. And I mean, that's not a dumb question. That's literally what we've been talking about that today. And then we posted an Adam Frazier video the other day. And like in the first like 20 minutes, 8 of the questions were about Eric Hosmer. It's pretty much all people have been asking for the 24 hours. Hosmer was trending on Twitter, and the caption underneath it was basically like, Padres are looking to move Eric Hosmer and package him with prospects to get him off the team. Like, what do you mean, man? Like, that's the question everyone wants to hear. It's not a dumb question. You might not like the question, but I think it's Jeff Saunders is the guy. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the guy. But I was surprised. I was like, dude, that's the question. Like, of course he's gonna ask that. Like, that's what everyone's wondering. You've been rumored to be moved. Like, I don't know. I was surprised by that. I thought it was pretty funny though. It kind of caught me off guard. Yeah, he doesn't want to think about getting traded. No, I get that, but like, there's definitely a possibility. It seems like. I mean, if maybe it's just the fan base stirring it up, but I would think that there's. I mean, if there's smoke, there could be fire in this case. So, and even if it is just all like rumors and stuff, the fact that that's what what listeners want to hear, what people want to know about, it makes perfect sense that he asked that question. Like, it's a relevant question right now. It's about to be the trade deadline. If he does get traded, then that's just a dumb response by him. Like, I don't know. It just seemed like, and it wasn't like it was asked like, "Hey, you're gonna get traded. How do you feel like that?" It was like, we've heard your name kind of floating around. If you were to get moved, like, what would you think about that? Considering you've been on the teams through part of the rough patches, and now it's like this up and coming team. And how would you feel about getting moved in that situation? It wasn't like a disrespectful question or anything like that. So it kind of shocked me. I mean, I laughed. I thought it was funny, but. Hosmer will not be traded. He is like Wally Joyner back in 1988. I could not tell you who that is. I'm sorry. I was born in 1999, but I'll take your word for it, Michael. But all right, we got a couple minutes until the game starts. I think I'm going to take off out of here. If this is your first time checking out the live stream, we do this before every series. Also, Saturday, we're going to be bringing on Ryan Cohen, and we're going to just kind of recap all the trade deadline stuff to go over what went down. That will be super fun. I'm really excited for that. But really excited. We'll see how this trade deadline plays out. Any moves, we'll have stuff out for you right away. But yeah, that's going to do it, everybody. So thanks for hopping on the live stream. I had a fun time talking to you, everybody. First time I've done it solo, so that was a little bit interesting. But appreciate it, and let's go Padres. Hopefully Adam Frazier leads this game off with a hit.